Hey there, it's Mitzi. Welcome to my channel. Today I just wanted to give you a quick update on what I've been reading lately, and these are mostly Christmas books because that's what I have been in the mood for. Ever since December started, I was chomping at the bit to read a bunch of Christmas books. So the first one is not Christmas, so I'll go ahead and just get that one out of the way. This was a series of unfortunate events. It's the 6 in the series of unfortunate events, and it's called the Ersatz Elevator. And I won't say much about it because you need to start at the beginning of that series and work your way through. But I must say, this is probably at the top. Now, the first two are my favorite, but this would be right up there with them. I love this one. Things take a turn in this book, and it really adds a lot to this series. So I really enjoyed the Ersatz Elevator. And then I read A Quilt for Christmas. Y'all, this is so good. It's by Melody Carlson. It's a novella, and it is so sweet. So if you are looking for a quick read for Christmas time and you want something cozy, pick up this book. And after I read this, I enjoyed it so much that I went over and looked on Goodreads for more of these little Christmas novellas by Melody Carlson, because I know she writes a lot of Christmas novels, Christmas theme type novels. So I was really excited to see that I have lots more to go. If you have read any others that are Christmas themed by Melody Carlson, let me know. I love this. And I think this came out this year. I might be wrong, but after I had seen it and picked it up on a whim, and I'm so glad that I did. But in this particular story, there's a lady who is, she's older, and I think her husband has passed away, and she's moved to this condo to be closer to her child and grandchildren. She's given up her beautiful Victorian home that she always decorated beautifully for Christmas, and everyone came over. For years this was the tradition, but she thought it was too big and she wanted to be closer to her grandchildren, so she moves and she buys this condo. But unfortunately, then right after she moves there, her daughter's husband, I think, takes a new position in another state, and so they move away, and so then she's kind of stuck there in this condo at Christmas time, not really knowing anyone. Well, these people, this family moves in next door at the condo, and there's this emergency at the beginning of the story, which causes just a domino effect of getting to know these neighbors. And this lady, I think her name's Vera, coming to the aid to help this family at Christmas time. And then she meets other people, and it's all about all these other people coming together at Christmas time. And it was just warm and cozy and all the things you want at Christmas, and just a beautiful story. So if you want something cozy, I highly recommend this. Of course, it wasn't too long, but I really enjoyed it. Another one that I had picked up, this one I had on a whim again. I was at a library sale this fall, and I could fill up a tote because I'm one of the Friends of the Library members, so I could fill up a tote for free. And so I saw this book and I threw it in my tote. And this is A Christmas Card by Paul Theroux. I didn't know anything about it. I love the cover. I really wasn't even sure what it was, but it reads like a middle grade book. And as a kid, I would have really enjoyed this book. It is not at all what I thought it was going to be. I actually mentioned this, well, Kate Howe had mentioned this to me. We were talking one day, and she showed me the cover. She said that she was going to read it. And so then I had it right beside me, and I picked it up and said, well, look what I'm reading. So we both were going to read this this December, and so we were going to talk about it. I haven't talked to her about it yet. I need to get on Voxer and talk to her about it. But anyway, it is totally different than what I was expecting. There is this family, 2 children and their parents, and they're traveling to a new home, and it's Christmas time, and there is this blizzard, and they're trying to drive in it. So they get lost. They come across this, it looks like this small hotel sort of place. They go in and stay the night there. There's no one else there but this strange man. And in the morning they find this Christmas card, and there is this mystery behind the Christmas card. It is more of a ghost story type of story. It's sort of whimsical and strange and a real page turner because you're trying to figure out what is going on in this story. If you like that kind of thing, something totally different for Christmas, again, it's middle grade, so it's not very difficult to read. It was a quick read. Something totally different, then I recommend trying this one out called A Christmas Card. I enjoyed it. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I think if I would have read this as a middle grader, it would have been a favorite Christmas read for me. And then I read Baby It's Cold Outside by Susan May Warren. Look at that gorgeous cover. It's just gorgeous. And this house has a lot to do with the story. It centers around this Victorian home during Christmas time. There is a librarian who owns the house and her son has died. She lives alone. And she has this neighbor who has known her whole life, and he kind of watches out for her from a distance because she is very guarded and doesn't like to let anyone in to her life, and she's kind of known that way in the town after her son dies. So there is a blizzard in this one as well, and because of different circumstances, takes in the neighbor and 2 other people, as well as a child shows up in the middle of all of it, right at Christmas during a blizzard. And it's about their interaction and forgiveness and relationships and a lot of cozy for Christmas. I highly enjoyed this one too. And of course, I love Susan May Warren, so I enjoyed this one. If you're looking for, it has a little bit of romance in it, but it's not over the top, which is what I like. I like especially Christmas cozies with a little light romance, and this has some romance in it as well. So if you enjoy that kind of book, I highly recommend Baby It's Cold Outside. And it is, there is a nod to the song Baby It's Cold Outside. There is, I think they play that on one of the records or something as their, oh, because it's set like in 1949. I think that's when it's set. So it kind of has a nod to a lot of nostalgic Christmas songs in here. And nostalgic everything. And then finally, the one that I really want to talk about, because this was my favorite read this past week, and everyone told me you need to read that. And this is Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patti Callahan. 5-star read. This was fantastic. It was perfect for me because I read the Chronicles of Narnia. I had read the first 2 years ago, and I actually had read the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I think, twice. But I finished the Chronicles of Narnia. I buddy read that with my son this past year, and this was perfect after reading those. This is the story of C.S. Lewis kind of intertwined with this other story. I don't want to say too much about it, but if you love C.S. Lewis and the Chronicles of Narnia, you definitely need to read this book. I was sobbing by the end of it. When I finished the book, I was reading it in our bedroom, and I went to the den, and my husband was like, "What in the world is wrong with you?" And I was trying to tell him what had happened in the story, and I was just crying. So it was a beautiful story. It's full of hope and lots of Chronicles of Narnia intertwined in it. I just loved every part of this story. So I highly recommend Once Upon a Wardrobe. I think it is a favorite read of this year. One of the best books I've read this year. So I do recommend it. And I also recommend this for Christmas. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a Christmas read or not, but it does have Christmas in here. It's close to Christmas time when the story is taking place. So it is definitely a Christmas read as well. But of course you can read anytime you want to. But if you're looking for something Christmassy and you love C.S. Lewis, yes, pick this one up, Once Upon a Wardrobe. And thank you to the BookTube Besties because they gifted me this book this year. So those are the books I've been reading. I also have been reading some mysteries for Cloak and Dagger Christmas, but I'm going to put that in a separate video a little bit later. What are you reading right now? Let me know that in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.